Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Easy Sewing with Taic, your go-to space for stylish, simple, and beginner-friendly sewing tutorials that you'd absolutely love. Today on the channel, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew a one-piece shirt collar, also known as a cut-together collar. This collar style is quick, it's simple, it's neat, it saves time, and perfect for beginners who want to take their shirt making skills up a notch. If you're new here, I am Taiwo and I'm so glad that you stopped by, and I promise you'll love it here. To my amazing returning subscribers, thank you for always being here. Your support means the world to me. So grab your fabric, sewing tools, and let's get started. Here's the shirt dress where the collar would be fixed and attached. The neckline has been cut out already, and the front and the back piece has been joined together at the shoulder. Now you want to go ahead and make sure that the shoulder aligns. That is where I'm holding with the pink pin. Then notch the center back and then go ahead and take the neckline circumference. So what I have there is 3.5 on fold for the back neckline. Then I proceeded to measure out the front neckline, and in total I have 10 inches on fold, and that is the neckline circumference that I'm working with today. Now I prefer drafting the shirt collar pattern on the stay that I will be using for the collar instead of drafting it on a pattern paper. Alright, and for this tutorial I'll be making use of the soft stay and not an hard stay because of the texture of the fabric that I'm working with. So here's the stay and it is on fold. It's just easier to work with this way. Moving on, now go ahead and impute the neckline circumference that you must have measured. Mine was 10 inches, and that is why I am imputing 10 inches. So this part that is on fold is the center back. The other side, that is the center front. That is the side that is going to fall at the placket area. So you want to take note of this. Now from the center back, just go ahead and measure out the back neckline, which is 3.5. Mark that out. The remaining space we have there is for the front. Then at the center front, come up by 1/2 inch and connect it to the 3.5 mark using your curved ruler this way. Moving on, proceed to measure out the under collar. You can use between 1 to 1.5 inches, but I'll be working with 1 inch. So just follow through with the way I am marking out the 1 inch here. Just follow through with what you can see on the screen. After marking it out, go ahead and connect it. You can either use your straight ruler connecting it piece by piece, or just use your curved ruler. The next thing to do is to determine what shape or design you want the edge of your under collar to have. I'll be leaving my square shape this way, but you can have it curved. Just come in by 1 inch, and from that 1 inch point you just want to curve it to the hem or to the bottom of the collar this way. You can even have it semi-shaped as you can see on your screen. Just choose what works for you. Remember, this is a one-piece collar, so right above that under collar, just go ahead and mark out the height of your outer collar, and I'm working with 2 inches. After marking, just connect it together with your ruler this way. Then I'll be extending it by 1/2 inch. You can either make use of that same line that we have there, which is the neckline circumference, or you can extend it by 1/2 inch. Then you want to connect it to this 1 inch mark like this. Just follow through with what you can see on the screen. And this is what I have. The collar is as good as being ready here, but you need to do this next step in order to ensure that the collar laps nicely at the back, that it aligns nicely at the back, and that is coming down by 1/2 inch from the center back on the outer collar and slant it towards the edge this way. This is very important, as I will be showing you in a bit. But before I go ahead and show you the difference of leaving it this way or removing that 1/2 inch, let's go ahead and cut out the excess that we have here. And if you have been enjoying the tutorial so far, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up so that more people can discover this video. And if you are new here, do well to subscribe and put on the post notification in order not to miss any of our front tutorials. So that is what I have. Like I said earlier, the edge of my under collar would be square shaped. If you want to use curve it, then go ahead and curve it out. So this is it when open. You see that excess that I'm pointing out? This excess would prevent the collar from lapping nicely on the back neck. So that is why we need to remove this half inch. You can try it out, make a collar like this and then make another one that you have removed half inch from the center back, and you would see the difference. The difference is a lot. So now look how it looks like. The collar would definitely lap nicely on the back neck this way. Now that the collar is ready, the next thing I did was to transfer to the fabric. Since the collar was drafted on the art stay, it was easy. I just glued it to the fabric that I've already interfaced. So I did not interface the lining because I did not want this collar to be too thick and too bulky. And then I left half inch allowance all around, as you can see. So this is why I prefer drafting the collar on an interface and not on a pattern paper. It saves time, among other things. After which I went ahead to sew it off nicely using half an inch. I just traced out what I have drafted earlier and I sewed it this way. Just follow through with what you can see on the screen. From here, it is quite easy. The major work has been done. And to achieve a neat look, a flat look and not a bulky tip, you need to notch it properly. Notch all the corners. After notching, ensure that you cut off the excess to reduce bulkiness. And at this edge, you want to make sure that you fold just one part, okay? Just one part, preferably the part that falls on the interface and not the lining. Fold it upwards this way. This would be important when it's time to fix this collar to the dress. It would make it neater and easier to fix. So I'll head over to the ironing table and fix this down with the M gum, all right? Just this part, and I will be turning out the collar inside out as well. Now this is what I have after turning it inside out and giving it a good press. You can see that that part is adhering nicely. I've fixed it with an M gum. You can also sew it in case you do not have an M gum. So this part that is left hanging is the part that will be attaching to the neckline. But before we do that, I would go ahead and sew it off at the top of the outer collar this way, just so that everything can lap nicely and align well for easy fixing. Moving on, go ahead and fold your collar into two in order to notch the center back. Mine has a joining, so I do not need to notch it. Then make sure that the center of the collar aligns with the center of the neckline, which is the center back. Pin it this way. You want to make sure that you pin the edges as well. This is the time that you confirm that what you have on the collar fits round the neckline and none is in excess or none is in shortage. Once you are done pinning it down, then you can start sewing using half an inch. Make sure that the right side of the collar faces the right side of the neckline and just sew on the wrong side this way. Half an inch, please. And this is what I have. So the next thing to do is to tuck in the allowance inwards this way. Then you just want to sew as close as possible to the edge. But before that, go ahead and check out what you just sewed. Make sure that there's no pleats forming anywhere and what you have sewn is neat. Okay, once you have confirmed that, you can now proceed to finishing it off neatly by just top stitching this way. As you can see, I find it easy to fix, and that is because I've already pre-folded that part and adhered it with an M gum. So that is out of the way. I do not have to start bothering about folding in that part, then sewing as close as possible to the edge. So that is why I recommend you do that for the collar before fixing it to your neckline. Finally, just go ahead and top stitch on the remaining part this way. Then use your iron to fold the collar that way. This top stitching is optional, but I believe it makes the collar to appear professional and neat. And that's it, guys. Our one piece shirt collar is ready. It's as nice as the two-piece collar and it saves time as well. So that being said, would you be trying this out? Let me know in the comment below. I do hope that you enjoyed sewing along with me. If you did, please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more beginner-friendly sewing tutorials. Remember, sewing is a journey, so take it one stitch at a time, and you'll be amazed at what you can create. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.